Hi, this is Chris. I'm down to my last 5 prompts in Ceri Griffith's 100 Perpetual Prompts for Collage. So I don't have to do a blind picking, I can just dump them out. So let's go to the back of the book. I have 1 page left, but that's okay, I have another book. And we'll just stick this up here. So I'll just dump them out. And we have transport, we have imagined, we have a piece of tape, we have fingerprint, and we have heritage. So transport and heritage make me think the National Geographic would be a good place to look. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to check out some of my old National Geographic. They're from about 2008, 2010, around there. But they always have some great photographs. Okay, I found some things. I found this little mouse. He doesn't have anything to do with the prompts, but he's so cute. I think that he would look good somewhere. And then I found these birds, and I thought I could fit them in somewhere. In fact, that owl looks like he's ready to pounce on that mouse. Poor little mouse. I found this tree. I thought I might be able to put it in the background. Then I found this rickshaw. And the rickshaw and the 2 young girls, it looks like they're on their way to school. It says S.K. Bakari regularly pulls a pair of girls to school in the city's fading historic center. So that's a heritage and it's transportation. Then I saw this lady. I thought she could be looking at those girls in that rickshaw and wondering what's going on. She's from 1921. And then I saw this background. And I thought maybe the rickshaw could be in the middle of the jungle. These are Fongoli chimps, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to do a double page spread. Since this is my last one, this is going to be 2 full pages. So I need to get myself another page. I have some in my other book. And I'm going to, these pages are perforated along here. They have this in and out binding, and then they have a very fine perforation right here. So I can just fold that right there and take off that binding. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my pages together. I'm going to leave just a very slight gap so that it folds easy. And I'm going to put some thin paper on the back. I have this old tracing paper. I used to work at the local newspaper, and one day I was cleaning out a cupboard and I found a pile of this old tracing paper, and they said I could have it because they never used it anymore. So I'm going to use a piece of that. And so I'm going to cut a narrow strip of that. And I'm going to use art glitter glue. Okay, I kind of put these so you can still see them. Now, I'm going to cut out my images off camera. And then I will be back. I sometimes wonder why I pick out these complicated cutouts. But it just makes it look so much more realistic if there's a lot of detail like that. And this is quality paper, so it's not too hard to cut. Okay, that was a little more than tedious. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. So now I need to finish cutting out the other little pieces. Okay, I have most everything cut out. I'm going to put these birds here, and I might need something in the composition, so I'll just leave those there. Cut them if I need them. So now I have to figure out the background. So I'll take all this off here and then I'll lay out the background and see how that works. Well, it's getting dark outside, and I think I'm going to stop for the night. I'm going to let this dry flat, see if that helps. And then I'll come back tomorrow, but for you it'll be just a second. Okay, it's the next day and I'm back. And I was thinking last night that this background is too busy and this image is too dark to be on this background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this for something else. And I'm going to take out more pages. And I still want to do a double spread. So I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday, but I'll do it off camera since you've already seen it. What if we put them in snow? This is a local calendar. This is actually very similar to the view from the front of my house. Here's the calendar from the Nature Conservancy. See if it's big enough. Well, she could be looking at the birds, except the birds are too low. The Zion National Park. That's kind of cool. This is Nebraska. I still want to use this lady. I just think she's like really interested in these girls on this rickshaw. This is too dark, I can tell. Maybe lost. This is San Jose, California. It's also too dark. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? Well, let's see. Here's a calendar from the Yosemite Conservancy. Lupin, Hetch Hetchy Lake. It needs to be more surreal. It needs to be more surreal. Cathedral Peaks. I won't have to trim this one. It's just the right size. Yosemite Valley. Actually, this one's kind of cool. The boy would come forward. The wheels in his feet would go into the water. Okay, we can try each one of these. Since they're the right size, I don't have to trim them. I'll have to fold them after they're done. So let's try each one of these. Let's see. Get him. I don't want to lose his poles, but I can take them outside the image a little bit. Alright, if I do like that. I'll go ahead and cut the little boy out. They could be in there like that. If I go like that, her head covers the little hole from the calendar. He can go in here like this. Well, that's pretty surreal. Okay, I want to try one of the others too. Can't see my own. I think I'll put her in the same place with her head over that hole. This part's going to be hard. I need a sharper blade, I think. All right, let's see. That goes right there. That did not cut all the way. It's pretty heavy duty paper, this calendar page. So, put that like that. And this guy, okay. And now the lady. She could be standing. She needs to be in the scene somehow. Otherwise, she just looks like she's pasted on. Which she is just pasted on. Okay, so what do we think? I really like this one, but I think I like the one with the lake better because the deer is way out of scale. But I think the scale on this one is better. So let's go back to this one. Okay, I think I need to glue the girls down where I want them. And then I can work on the man. Make sure they're looking level. All right. All the time I'm doing this, I'm watching out my window a female flicker landing on a pole, a bird feeder pole I have there. There's no feeder up there right now. But she's out there chirping, waiting for somebody to get off the suet feeder that I have hanging from the patio. Okay, let's get some of this down. This is always the hard part of getting everything down nice and evenly. Now, I hope when I put them on here, I don't have to bend one of the girls' faces right in half. I do. I can move it over like this. That'll work. That'll work. I can do it like that. And there's still plenty of room here. I'm done with this. All right. Now, we need to get this fellow in here so that he looks logical. I wish there'd been a rock there that I could put his feet on, but... All right, so now the important thing is, oh, and now his poles will be too long. So I could move him up this way a little bit. I'm just going to sort of round these off so they don't look like they're chopped up and stuck on there. And take a little bit off of this. Okay, so now, let's see. Okay, there's enough room for his poles, and it'll land right between whatever you call those things there. So I'm going to glue him down right here, because that's the important junction. I want to make sure that doesn't move while I'm gluing everything else. Now, getting stopped up here. This is almost empty, so it's clogging up faster than usual. Usually it doesn't clog up too much. This is art glitter glue. And you can get a refill in 3 of these little bottles, which I really like. And I have all the stuff that I like to use linked below if you want to look for it. I like to glue all the pieces down, even though they will be glued when I glue everything onto the backing. All right. How about that? So, now, I'm going to put this like this. And we're going to center it. Does it look straight? Probably not. Since I can't look at it directly overhead to see if it's straight, I'm depending on my graph here. Okay, I'm going to start, if I have enough glue left in here, just a line right inside that fold. And then I'm going to take a break and refill my little bottle. This is what you actually get. You get this nice big bottle of art glitter glue. And then you get, I think you get 3 of these, 2 or 3, maybe 2. I have another one. Here's the other one I have. But this tip seems to work better. And you also get a funnel and an extra tip. Okay, let's see if we can do this without making a mess. I always seem to topple things over. Well, already I've got so much glue on my hands I can't do anything. So this is what I've got. And just kind of go slow because that's kind of a small hole. It takes a while for the glue to burp itself. Okay, I'm going to wash that off. I keep a bottle of water here because I'm not close to the water source. So the cleaner that is, the easier it is to get it off the next time. All right. And I store that upside down to keep that end moist so it doesn't dry up. Oops. And then this, I'd like to take this into the house and wash it. So I think I'll take a little break right now. I'll put this back on. I'll put the little stopper back on. I'll put this back in its bag. I don't know where I think I might have put the third bottle in my kit that I take with me if I go to a friend's house or something. So, I'll be back in a minute. I'll wash this out. Okay, I'm going to use my black Stabilo All pencil. Cover all the edges. And Stabilo All is a waxy, water-soluble pencil. So it writes on glossy magazines, glossy papers. And I know I say this every time, but I want the new people to know that this is a pretty cool technique. I'm a little more delicate around faces, like profiles like this, and I use a really sharp pencil to get in those corners. And I can use it to make shadows. The lines don't have to be perfect because we're going to blend them in with water. But you want them close to the edge. Okay, I think I got everything, but I will know for sure once I start blending it. And I use this brush because I really like the tip. As I blend it in, I push it into the white edges of the paper. And that really helps to make everything sit into the background. It doesn't look so much like it's pasted on. So on a dark subject like this, I like to be sure that the bits of white paper are covered, but then I don't want too much of the black in between. So I can wipe some of it off, because it wipes off of the magazine edges. Wipes off of them easily. Wipes off of the glossy magazine. Gives it almost like a woodcut print look. Looks like I missed a section. Now I don't know what this girl is looking at, but she's looking off over here somewhere, so I can't really, put a bird or something in there. She's not looking at it. And I didn't use my mouse, unless I put them in the corner just for fun. So, put a little shadow here to ground them. And he's not cut out, but I can put, go ahead and still put some of the black on there to blend it in, so he looks like everybody else. Okay, I see that my camera shut off, and I don't know where it shut off at. I think it gets tired of listening to me and it just shuts off. So, I've got the little piece of tape right there. Looks like it's a buggy repair. Next thing is a fingerprint. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a little water here. I don't know how this is going to work on a glossy magazine. I think maybe I did fingerprinting once with the sheriff's office. They had a special, what did they call it? Senior Citizens Patrol seminar thing. Where you got to tour the sheriff's department, and they did lessons on weaponry and canine dogs and mounted posse, because I live out in the country. We actually have a mounted posse. I'm sure a lot of sheriff's departments have mounted posses. And we did fingerprinting. So I'm going to put that right there. Ah, came out pretty good. Now, what else do I need to do? I think that's it. Isn't that cute? That's the old Home Sweet Home assorted toffees. This tin contains 10 ounces gross weight, 9.5 ounces net weight without wrappers. Harry Vincent Limited, Huntington, Worcestershire, England. Take home the sweet home. I forget where I got that. That goes right in there. Okay, my book. I'm getting kind of a pile up there. I gotta be careful it doesn't avalanche on me. 100 Perpetual Prompts. And this is the last one. So, what I need to do is, see how so if you've been watching this series, I put all the prompts here in smaller, and something from the items that I used to make the collage, like this one. But with this fold out, I don't know, should I put it on here to show this one? I guess I could do that. Or should I put it in a separate page? I don't know what I should do. I have to think about this. Okay, I finished my collage. So I put the smaller prompts here, and then I put some things from the calendar page, Tenaya Lake, Yosemite. I put something from the National Geographic page, Rickshaw Poolers Provide the Best Transport, National Geographic, April 2008, and then today's date, December 19th, 2024. I added a quip over here. She looked directly into the future and thought it amusing, because she is obviously from the past. So it's hard to show with the glare, but I think that's pretty good right there. And then that tucks under here. I decided to put in a new page, and then this one also folds out. And so that's my 20 collages. I put the page number down here, and so make sure those things don't bend. They tend to bend. And so that's 20 collages, my 100 Perpetual Prompts. And that is thanks to Ceri Griffith, or Ceri the Crafter. Thanks for watching, and have a great day collaging. Bye-bye.